Do I have to swap names in the overlay? I do not. Perfect. All right, game number 2 going down on a very nice gold base map. These haven't been changed yet, but quick TLDR is they're looking to make these normal bases and make this a gold base. Whether that actually plays out, I am excited to see, but it sounds crazy to me. It sounds like a joke. But, oh, a very early pull indicates that we should introduce this guy pretty quick. The bottom right side of Prion Terraces, he's down 1 point. He's currently teamless. Ladies and gentlemen, HyuN.
The top left as the green Protoss. It's SOS.
So do we know, by the way, does HyuN still have to do military service? I think so, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that kind of sucks. That might explain why he's not on the team, then it might not be seeking something active.
I think he said he wanted to go to Korea to play. I don't know his situation in the military, you know, so I don't know.
Yeah,
anyways,
it's really unfortunate because, again, like losing people like MMA and stuff for others to the military this year, just very unfortunate timing. What with, you know, everyone quote unquote StarCraft dying, but I would definitely I'll be sad when we start losing out on HyuN. It's always been a very consistent player, all the time, always. North America, Korea, you name it.
When HyuN goes, Golden will come back.
Maybe. Actually, I miss Golden. He's like what, a year and a half, year something into his service now.
Yeah, I'm serious. He's got to be pretty close. I remember interviewing about going to the service in 2013. So, yeah. Well, the Lings are now on their way over, and of course, SOS had scout this with that probe. So
SOS has a very strange wall here, actually. If done correctly, like, yeah, he can fully wall off, but this provides a lot of surface area to actually attack the gateway or even the cyber core and knock it down.
I guess it now gives you the ability to use two no, not even. I do wonder about it.
I mean, the cyber core might straight up die. This is another zealot coming out. It's not an adept.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe he wanted HyuN to go into the little like pocket so that two zealots could start swiping on his Lings, but I mean that would be basically a dumb move by HyuN. So okay, there's the second zealot that gets him off the Cymex core.
That was a little bit scary though. I mean, the mothership core timing was pretty perfect. If that, I don't think SOS was sweating, but I definitely don't think I expected this to get as low as it did.
Yeah. Well, HyuN's build opener did not really work out. The most it did was force out two zealots that you necessarily don't want. But usually when this happens, they do send them across the map and force out more Lings. You know, kind of give and take to stop them from droning. Just a little bit is always helpful. And SOS is looking pretty free and clear.
There's actually a pretty hard dynamic that's about to hit. That's why HyuN's going for these Lings right now. Zealots can actually take out a queen. One zealot can actually take out a queen in some situations. If the queen goes down, there's nothing to shoot the mothership core, and the mothership core will kill all the drones at the natural. So, a little bit awkward, but very important that HyuN actually responded to this.
Reminiscent of that zealot stalker push that just doesn't really exist anymore.
I'm really glad, too, because that was so dumb that you would see people lose pro games to the simplest push.
Yeah, I remember seeing 1 or 2 games that ended so stupidly. The Adepts actually run their way out here to help out. So this is usually something we see, like the two zealots, they poke, they harass, and then they leave or even get recalled in some situations. But I actually bring the Adepts over. They're going to shade through. One's going to die. The one does get the chance to go past. I think he wants to see, like, more than just getting a depth damage done, scouting.
The zealot dying was actually pretty important. The recall on the mothership core means there's only going to be about 1 overcharge back at home if she has to recall. The attack of the main actually looks like he decides to build cancel one of the drones. Unfortunately, it still dies anyways. But one adept attacks so slowly that, yeah, you can actually prevent that damage.
The Lings got through?
I guess the wall wasn't quite ready to go yet. The probe's getting pulled, but you know what? That cyber core is still low from earlier. HyuN, if he can't slip through this, and he does slip through this. Again, adepts are so bad at walling, I swear to God.
Stopped.
Walks right past, goes to the middle line, gonna try and get some kills, goes for a hold position. Not exactly slaughtering probes here, but it is certainly, you know, deny somebody in the natural. This is certainly annoying for SOS. Even had to burn an overcharge as we saw. And the best part is HyuN scouts the full base while this happens as well.
Yeah, that's, I mean, all combined, I wonder if this was worth it, and it probably was.
I mean, okay, so adepts are like, you know, the Protoss female characters. They're kind of slender because they're sexy. I guess they're not as good as blocking as their fat zealot counterparts.
Like, what if they think they're blocked because, like, they have, like, a stance, you know? Like, your legs are, like, put apart and you're all, like, in, like, rock solid mode. but like they don't take into account like their skirt or whatever it is.
So they just run underneath
They just like
between
run
the legs.
underneath.
Maybe they've got a shield, man. You'd think they'd actually be able to block more and easily.
You just
But
put the shield right there. Yeah, you think so, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
won't you there, baby boy? Yeah, I don't know, but HyuN does take a gold base on the other side of this. So it's not like he was relying on a big Ling all-in to carry him in a game. He is still playing fairly techless once again. Spine crawlers to be ultra safe for coming down. One, I guess, each mineral line.
Wow. Well, I mean, okay, so besides last game where he just got, like, there's so many freaking adepts, it's also just, you know, that's what Protoss are doing. They're sending their adepts into the mineral lines, so honestly, it's kind of a hard call because it's 300 minerals and the adepts are still going to get drones. They're really going to commit versus, like, maybe having more units actually in positioning and just stopping them from doing this at all. As the adepts do run back.
The new Resonating Glaives upgrade looks really nice. I didn't realize it didn't. I keep forgetting that the new upgrades are actually not on the production tabs yet. But the new Resonating Glaive upgrade looks unnecessarily better, I guess, while I'm smirking at it.
All the new ones, so they're all like much fancier, right? And that's not a bad thing, but I do think the art style is a little off from all the other icons, which are pretty plain. But that's just my opinion. It's pretty nitpicky. Like all the starport ones are.
That's
yeah,
like super nitpicky.
But it's a common issue that people bring up in like games in general, right? It's like this art style seems like it was made by different artists than this art style.
It's actually like why Terran don't have melee units. It doesn't like fit the theme. You're like, really? But then you make these icons, please.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. The starport ones are actually so like flashy. They're like League of Legends icons, guys. I said it. I said it.
Said it. You can't unsaid it. All right, so we got the push on the way. Once again, HyuN's playing fairly techless. So unfortunately, well, actually doesn't have Ravagers. Excuse me, this is bad. He's gonna. Oh, I think those adepts should have finished the transfer. He had, of course, no idea how close those were to hatching, but he would have sniped off 3 at least, especially with the Resonating Glaives. However, once again for HyuN, numbers are gonna have to do well for him here, because Roaches won't contend well versus the Immortals, and of course with the adept heavy account, the Lings will struggle as well. It's a bit of an awkward situation for HyuN, but it's not to say tech isn't coming, it's all on the way.
Yeah. I mean, for opening up with the pool that he did and not doing really any damage, this has turned into a really pretty nice macro game. Now, I still think that he's in trouble as his army supply, I mean, it could have been like overflowing, you know, had he gone for super greed on a double gold base, but obviously still getting up to Hydralisk is good, maybe up to Lurkers even, depending on how SOS wants to play. And now he is getting a robotic space, I think he's going to give HyuN some time. But his army's been posturing, you know? And I think it has a Warp Prism too, so... No, that's Mothership Core. No, there's the Warp Prism. So he can attack if he sees an opportunity. I think with Roach Ravager, sure, go ahead, but the Hydras are on the tail. Oh, I don't know about HyuN moving in here.
Yeah, this is risky. The Warp Prism does fly past this, by the way, so while HyuN takes a, we'll say, poor engagement in the middle of the map, this does leave him susceptible to this Warp Prism harass on the other side. Again, this hits just before Hydras. That's why I don't like that move out. If he had waited a few more seconds, this could have been a glorious attack. And it's still looking pretty strong, don't get me wrong, but now he's got nothing here in the main. The Spine Crawler is even uprooted for some reason. Why? For what reason?
I guess he's going to move him up to the front because he didn't worry about a Warp Prism harass anymore. I don't know, but yeah, it's not helping.
The kiting of the Immortals whittled down so many of those roaches as well. The Hydra count wasn't really effective, but it wasn't too high in the first place. And the Adepts are starting to get those drone kills. Meanwhile, Concave set up for SOS on the other side of the field. I don't know about taking this fight from HyuN. He's going to land some Curse of Biles on top of the Stalkers, but this was a terrible engagement to take in the first place. I have no idea why he was thinking about this. Meanwhile, back at home, yeah, he's still losing out to the Adepts. The Roach Rally's not actually taking care of this, and he loses his entire front line, which is really expensive because it's Hydras.
I guess, I mean, again, if he had not opened up the way that he did, he would have had, like, this really, like, big army, and, I mean, it wasn't the biggest stomp of a fight. I could see why HyuN thought he might take it, but this was just really, like, you know, good positioning. He kited back, he kept the couple of kilo units alive. I mean, it was just really solid play from him, and HyuN just definitely overstepped, trying to get another army back up. But his adrenaline rush off that first gold base is running out. It's running low. Second gold base starting to run out of minerals. But now he's taking a 5th on the plateau.
Actually, it's great you bring that up because we talk about it so often, and every time we do, we never get a game that actually involves it. So, but the adrenaline rush that is the gold bases is a very good point. It's why he was able to go so brute force and get so many roaches up and the supply count so heavily in his favor. It's not going to stop being like that, but it's not going to be as easily accomplished. Now this is nice, getting some snipes on the chase back across the map, but keep in mind, guys, sOs does have a second robo completed, and now we're going to start seeing disruptors. HyuN doesn't have Vipers out ready to go. He's not close enough to Hive Tech. I actually don't know that he's going to be able to deal with the disruptors.
Not sure. Now, oddly enough, in our other cups, so mostly European, right? We've been seeing a lot of people stay away from disruptors in PvZ, and I guess we were kind of wondering why, remember? And they were like sticking on High Templars and like Charged Archon and stuff. So seeing disruptors back in the back in play here, they're still good. But I wonder what the
is so tiny in comparison. His army is split, getting AI down the middle of the map. Oh no.
I wonder what the choice is. Like, at what point do they decide, like, you know, disruptors over Storm, or like, you know, the mass mortal count over it?
I think if you've got somebody like HyuN, he's less known for his Hive Tech play, if we're gonna be completely honest. And I think it's not just that you get storms, but the feedbacks for the Vipers play a pretty big aspect to it.
That's good. That's a good point. Well, sOs still pressuring in here. To be very, very careful. He's only on 3 disruptors now, so we'll run out of attacks.
Fairly large run by, but 3 cannons down are not something you often see. But with gold base income, you've got the minerals to spare, and sOs certainly has quite the bank going for him. So these 3 cannons almost hold without the necessity of a warp in. Zebrasin also just reset for 7 months. Thank you for that stim pack. HyuN was looking to go for drops or something, but without Overlord speed, I mean, it's still on the way, but morphing those, I guess, preemptively. Drops, I guess, are an option to possibly hide from the disruptor shots, but of course, if you jump into an Overlord, you risk the Stalkers just focus firing them down very quickly.
Yeah, it almost seems like a misclick, but they are like going over to the side, so maybe it was waiting for the Slings to go over there too. But now it has to have everything on the front line prepared as he sees sOs looking for a kill move, basically. The Lurkers are going to finish, and this is also where disruptors, I mean, Storms and Immortals can still deal with Lurkers for sure. They can just power right through.
He's using a lot of supply and Overlords. He's actually supply block now. He's not making new Overlords. He does have some roaches sneak around on the other side of the map, but yeah, the disruptor shots. Lurkers, we talked about this before. Lurkers can take a hit. Lurkers take 2 hits to actually die to the disruptors. And they'll zone out the disruptors even. But oh god, off creep, on creep. There's so few things in this game that can actually outrun disruptors. And unfortunately,
no observer. This was so awkward. Like, disruptors went off on their own, and then a group of units ran through one Lurker without an observer. It was so awkward. But I think that sOs still is going to win the fight and win the game.
Disruptors coming off cooldown here in just a moment. The disruptors, the Lurkers were never repositioned. Yeah, losing that gold base is pretty tough, but losing the drones on top of it was even worse. Other gold base now under attack. The disruptors, even though they've been abandoned in the back, it's almost like sOs doesn't even care. He knows how far ahead he is and how strong his army's looking. Yeah, let's just kind of, I guess, go for a base trade. This isn't a bad attempt at things, but this is sadly not a fight I think he can win.
Nope. Nope. Charge about to finish up. You can start bulking Immortals or Disruptors back in your natural. It hasn't quite been broken. A single Lurker is a little annoying. And a single Lurker at the third, too, it sounds like. GG.
GG. sOs will continue his path of dominance as he does knock out HyuN 2-0.